Welcome back to the Premier League preview show here on Citi TV. We are now getting to the final part of the show where we talk about the Fantasy Premier League. Susu Graham is here with me as well. Susu, let's look at how the Premier League, Fantasy Premier League season has been so far. Has it been a good one for you?
Oh, it's been okay, I mean, if I could change all my players every week, I'd win. But sometimes, the game weeks don't work too well because you can only change one or two players. So it's a bit difficult, but it's been an enjoyable one.
You've enjoyed every twist and turn.
Oh, not every twist and turn, but I've enjoyed it.
All right, let's get into the FPL now and the players to talk about this weekend.
So I'll start with Ivan Toney.
Okay.
So I say Ivan Toney. They are playing West Ham at home. I don't believe in their three meetings so far. West Ham have managed a win against Brentford, and I think West Ham will suffer from the same. We have a big European game syndrome. They are in the Conference League semi-final. They've won the first leg, but you would think that they'd want to rest players knowing that they are pretty much safe and there's a chance at a European final during the midweek. And Ivan Toney has already scored 20 goals in the league. He's been in lethal form. I think if we went for Erling Haaland, we'd be talking about how well he and Harry Kane are doing, because Kane has about 25 goals, Toney has about 20, and 20 goals for Brentford is a huge achievement, because when you look at Brentford, they're not one of the major teams in the league, but here he is scoring 20 goals. And it helps that he takes their free kicks and penalties. So there's also that set piece to it. So that's one of the things you want to look out for. So I think Ivan Toney is very good money for this weekend.
So this weekend, Ivan Toney, he plays for Brentford with a price of 7.3 million there. He has 182 points. And against West Ham, my goodness, he should be able to have a good one this weekend against the Hammers in the Premier League. Let's move to the next player now. It's the Newcastle United fullback, the Kieran Trippier. 178 points. He plays against Leeds United and Brighton in his next game.
Exactly, and this is one of those. We've picked him because it's a double game week. Brighton and Newcastle have double game weeks, but Brighton's double game week is against Arsenal and Manchester City. So you can't really rely on Arsenal and Man City to give points to your players in terms of the double game week. But Trippier, he gets a lot of bonus points, and he usually plays. Right now, he's de facto Newcastle captain because Lascelles doesn't start. So you can expect him to play 90 minutes, both games. He doesn't pick up a lot of cards. So you are looking at least 4 points in terms of his minutes. Newcastle will likely keep a clean sheet, if not 2, in those games, which is extra points. Then you look at the bonus points. Then let's add the fact that he crosses a lot and plays set pieces. So there's also a lot of assist potential. And he's their free kick taker, so he could also score free kicks. So there's a lot of potential for Trippier to get a lot of points this game week. So he's one to look out for.
So you must have Kieran Trippier in your team for the match day as well, double match day for his side. Now, Julian Alvarez, he plays a second fiddle to Erling Haaland, but this weekend it's quite a good one for him as they face Everton. He plays for Manchester City. Why Alvarez?
Yeah, exactly. You've said it all. He plays second fiddle, but remember, Pep didn't make any substitutions in the Champions League game. They played 90 minutes, no substitutions. So you would think that there will be some rotation. It's very likely some of the players who don't get as much game time will get that game time. And that's why I'm looking at Julian Alvarez. I think this is the week for him to shine. And I think because his price is not too high, it's a gamble worth taking. Because for 6 million, he's someone who scored a decent number of goals. And like we said before, Everton can be a tricky game, but if it goes well, he could make a big difference for you because he will likely lead the line. Because I expect to see some rotation from Pep, and Alvarez will be one of the main beneficiaries of that. Because he either starts ahead of Erling Haaland or he can play behind him, which you've seen. So the fact that there's 2 roles for him in the squad, and he also can play out wide. So very versatile player, very great attacking player. He gets into good positions. So I think he's one to look out for, and he could get you some points, and he's not too expensive.
So these are your players for the Fantasy Premier League this match day. Ivan Toney, Kieran Trippier, and also Julian Alvarez there. Grateful to Susu Graham for the analysis there. Earlier you had Antonio Sydney as well. You can enjoy the games on Citi FM from Saturday 11:30, where Leeds United face Newcastle United. Don't miss out on another weekend of Premier League drama for you. This has been the Premier League preview show here on Citi TV with me, Evan Sofochuman. So grateful.